So, yes, Zimbabweans, I'm Albert Matapo. This is the fifth episode where I'm trying to explain who I am, where I'm coming from, and why we formed the Zimbabwe People Power Movement. I got released, but remember I said this project, the Zimbabwe People Power Movement, we were working with MDC, with Tsvangirai himself. So when I left prison, maybe just going back a little bit. While we were in prison, one MDC transport manager was arrested because there were AK-47 rifles which had been stolen from Pomona barracks at the army camp. So when those guns were stolen, they suspected that it was MDC that had stolen those guns. So the police arrested one guy who was the transport manager. He is still there today. He can witness this. And fortunately, this guy's mother and Tsvangirai's mother, are sisters. This guy is still there today. The mother of this guy and Tsvangirai's mother are sisters. And so this guy would call Tsvangirai brother because of their mothers. The guy I'm saying is still there. He can be witness to what I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to mention the name, of course, but later on we shall mention. So this guy was arrested. He came to prison, and he understood our story. He went to Tsvangirai and said to Tsvangirai, "But why are you?" When he got released, he went to Tsvangirai and said, "But why are you leaving these people suffering in prison? And yet you knew about all this." Tsvangirai said, "Yes, I knew about it, but I sat down with my other guys at MDC, and my other guys refused. They said because we didn't know about them, and these guys happen to be the leaders today of the MDC today. Those are the guys who refused. They said, no, we don't want to hear about them. So they labeled us ZANU. And yet we were not ZANU. We were not ZANU. We have witnesses who are alive, who are in leadership, in MDC leadership today. Some of them are in Guardian Council. They know. They know about all this. But it's only a few individuals who do not want this to be said. But time will come for all this, for us to talk about all this. So it was like that. And then after that it happened, we said, okay, fine. Then I got released. We got released by the 1st of March 2014. That's 7 years later. It's not 7 weeks. It's not 7 months, but years. 7 years of staying in prison, no conviction, no trial, no case, but you are in prison suffering, and people are dying like flies. In my eyes, I was seeing them. People dying around me. Anyway, I lost. On legal bills only, I spent more than $250,000 US. I'm not talking about the losses that I made when they took my company, Gesterworld. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the values of my cars that they took, because they never retained them up to date. They never. Before my release in 2014, in February 2014, they went to my house in Rua, took everything from my house, everything, the furniture that was in my house, they took everything and left an empty ground. And then they went away. In March, 1 March, I got released. Imagine, you still torment someone 7 years later. They were still tormenting me. My wife would be taken, she would be arrested, she would be detained for 5 days, she would be tortured, and her brother and relatives, they would be beaten. A lot of things happened. Anyway, I got released, and then after being released, I stayed a little bit in the country, and then we registered, because we could not go back to MDC. That had neglected us. We had to register a new political party called United Crusade for Achieving Democracy, UCAD, Green Party of Zimbabwe. We registered it. Soon after registering that party, they came to my house. They wanted to abduct me overnight, but lucky enough, I was not there. So after that incident, I ran away. I went through Mozambique because they had taken my passport in 2007 when they arrested me. But fortunately, that passport was expiring in 2010. So I didn't even take it because it had already expired. So I went through Mozambique. could not go and get another passport. So I went through Mozambique, I went to Maputo. From there, I went to South Africa. I had to cross fences, and it was not easy until I got to South Africa. And then went to the United Nations in South Africa. And the United Nations, they had everything, they had all the information about me. And then, of course, because I had already got international protection while I was in prison. And that's what then made me to flee to be where I am today. This is why I am not in Zimbabwe. Some people say, why are you not on the ground in Zimbabwe? They kill me. If I come to Zimbabwe today and they know that I'm in Zimbabwe, they will fly helicopters to come and bomb me because they know what I mean. They know I am genuine and I mean them to be removed. So I'm just trying to tell you that this people power movement started long back. Yes, in between we had to call it, United Crusade for Achieving Democracy and blah, blah, blah. But it was meant to be people power. And then, now, in order then to unite all people of Zimbabwe, we had to say, okay, now we have a political party aside, but let's still stick to our original plans, where we have a motherboard of everybody. Those who do not want politics, some people say we are MDC, others say we are Mutwakazi, others say we are Zandonga, others say everybody is welcome in Zimbabwe People Power Movement. Even ZANU-PF supporters are welcome, provided they are not part and parcel of the criminals. The criminals are those people, those ZANU-PF leaders, Mnangagwa and team, who order the army, the police to abduct people, to kill people, to do all this, who are stealing from us. Because you see, supporters are just people who sometimes are fooled to follow individuals or follow organizations on false pretenses. So, we don't blame them. We want all Zimbabweans to come. We want our farmers, our white commercial farmers, who went outside, who went abroad, we want them back. Let us all face the regime, the criminals. These criminals are not many. They are not more than 500 who are tormenting us, who are stealing from us. Where are the resources? Where is the income from our mineral resources? Our diamond, our platinum, our gold, everything. Where is that going to? Who is enjoying that at the expense of Zimbabweans? They are going to account. They will account for that. So I'm urging you, people of Zimbabwe, to come in your millions and join Zimbabwe People Power Movement. I am not saying leave your political parties. No, remain in your political parties. Remain with your leaders, but also become part of Zimbabwe People Power Movement. It's a game changer. We are going to make it. We are going to change this. We are going to use people power. What people of the United States of America did in 1776. We are going to do it. We are going to make it. We are going to succeed. And we will succeed. Look, let us unite. All we need is unity. Unity of purpose. One purpose. After this, we are going to set up a national transitional system, a national transitional council that is going to prepare the ground for elections. And elections will be done after at least 1 year. When I say at least 1 year, it can be 1.5 years, it can be 2 years, it can be 3 years, but at least 1 year. But that will be determined by you. Power to the people. Masimba kuvanhu. ZPPM woye. ZPPM masimba kuvanhu. Masimba auya. Power to the people. Uyai tibatani. There is no Shona, no Ndebele, no white, no black in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is one. Zimbabwe, one country, one nation, one people, one everything. We must unite as Zimbabweans and do one thing. Succeed. We are going to succeed. Look, I really mean this and I mean it. Let us unite. All we need is unity. And unity of purpose. Let's put aside politics. Let's put aside everything and unite. Thank you very much, Zimbabweans. Until next time. Bye-bye.